I got a brush because the mully gets a little unkept if I don't brush it every day, and in fact it turns into knots. Something I just didn't even know about as a guy with normally short hair. So brushing the hair every day, I've learned, has become a thing, and you know, just anytime I'm going to be taking a break, I'm sure I'm going to be busting this out and just teasing up this hair because it's so beautiful. We are now at the point where we are going to put packs on the bike. This is the seat post bag. This is my, I think they call it a gas tank or something, but basically this goes around the stem. This is the frame bag. The handlebar roll. This sits on the bedroll, and I'll show you how that works. And in there I've got some immediate grab things. And then I've got two feed bags, as they call them, both handmade. And I'm looking forward to testing them. Here's my backpack. And in there I'm really just, there's nothing to show. There's some shit tickets down in there, but I'm gonna try and keep this just to like my GoPro and that sort of stuff, and water. I can throw up some things because people like to know weights. In terms of pounds, the gas tank is 2 pounds. Right now, the seat post bag is sitting in at just over 3 pounds, but there is food going in that, so I expect that to go up quite a bit. The frame bag, I got weighing in at just under 2.5 pounds. The bedroll, I think this might be my, well, not think, this is definitely my heaviest bag. It's all the way up over 6 pounds. Now, of course, sitting on top of that is this. This is gonna get more food, so it is by no means done. It's sitting at under 1 pound. And then my stove and other stuff bag is 1.5 pounds. So one of my feed bags. And again, this is gonna be like my bars and all that sort of shit, ready to grab stuff. It too is gonna get heavier. I expect it to get closer to 2 pounds, maybe even closer to 3 when I'm done. Those are the bags. What I thought I would do is I would now unpack things and show you what is in each bag. Okay, so this is the bag that attaches to my handlebar bag. In here I've got my extra water. I've got some emergency. Right now that's the only thing I have in there. So not a lot, but I'm going to be packing this full of food. This is my feed bag. It's gonna have things like chocolate bars, nuts, more bars. Feed bag number 2. So in here I've got a neck warmer. This is wool. Here's a toque. I have these in this bag, one to dampen some of the noise, but also hats and neck warmers are things I expect to be wearing early in the morning and then taking off on the ride, and I want to have a dedicated space for them. And then we'll get into that. Basically making the base is my titanium pot with the lid. And then this is my stove, but it comes in this handy little case, which I like. This is my towel. In here is the stove, fire starter. Come on. There we go. In here, the stove itself. Toothpaste and a cut down toothbrush. This is the windscreen for the stove. 2 tent pegs. A headlamp. I'm using this one. It's a Phoenix. It runs on 1 AA. It gets pretty bright. I got quite a bit of stuff in here. So I have some extra sealant, 4 ounces, I believe. Repair kits. So I got a lighter in here, a whole bunch of patches. Now this is more of a camping repair kit. Got some Gorilla Tape in there. In there you'll see I've got a sewing kit, thermarest, some Gore-Tex tape. I got some buttons, a whole bunch of patches, but not necessarily bike tools. I got a tire lever. I've got the old multi-tool, CO2 dispenser, a mini leatherman. This is my frame bag. I hand sewed this over winter. It is waterproof, has a zipper, waterproof zipper, and I got all sorts of stuff in here. From a tent perspective, I have 2 tent pegs and 2 more tent pegs and some rope. I got a brush, some fiber fix. This is my first aid kit. It has the usual things. It's obviously got Band-Aids. It's got a compression bandage. It's got some polysporin. I got some T3s in case something traumatic happens, as well as a bunch of IBUs in case something less traumatic happens. I've got some crazy glue to shore up some cuts. Got various sizes of gauze bandages. I got some medical tape to hold the gauze bandages. There's a set of tweezers in there also for pulling out cactus thorns. There are some steri strips in here and some butterfly bandages. So this is my first aid kit. Spork, then I got some bike repair tools. So hanger, derailleur hanger, disc brake bolts. I've got an extra 11 quick link plus another 11 quick link. As you can see, there's a bunch of zip ties, some 2 patch kits, some bacon strips. I've got an extra brake pad holder in case one of them rattles free. A pump, obviously important. Deep in the bag, amazingly this fits, are my tent poles. So that's what goes in my custom-made frame bag. Now I'm going to show you the seat post bag. That's where the majority of my food is going to go. But right now what I have in there is my thermarest. Then I have my tent. So this is the tent fly. This is a Nemo Dragonfly. This is the tent itself. The last thing is I have a Tyvek ground sheet that I made. I put in my own grommets to hold the tent poles just to make it a little more robust and make sure that the tent actually sits on it in the desert. I'm quite wary of getting my thermarest punctured. Okay, this along with my seat post bag are made by Revelate. They both fit into Revelate harnesses. On this side, I've got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so I have an extra chamois, which I find is key because I like to clean my chamois after every day. I guess they call them down sweaters, but it's just a down jacket. I've got my sleeping bag on this side. This is a Katabatik. It is beautiful. It's a quilt. It integrates with my sleeping pad. Here I've got a little quick, I don't know what the cyclists call it, but it's just a vest. A raincoat, obviously very important. Then I've got a pair of very lightweight shorts to wear when I'm going into the city centers and I don't want to walk around in a chamois, as nice as my ass is. Then I got the usual suspects. I got some knee warmers here for the cold mornings. I got some arm warmers, a pair of camp socks, and then I've got a camp shirt, or again, if I'm going into town, something that isn't disgusting. Then I have a pair of wool. I got these from Icebreaker, wool, medium weight, long underwear for the bottom, and then the same thing for the top. Now that I've shown you all these things, I'm gonna go in and start putting them on the bike. Okay, so this is my bike that I'm taking. It is a Canfield Nimble 9, 29er, hardtail. It's pretty slack. Stays are really slammed, 420 of course, the Canfield way. Rocking a rigid post because, as you'll see, my seat bag takes up all the space. I cannot put a dropper in there. I don't put anything on my fork stanchions because I've tried to keep that part of the bike as unweighted as possible. That is the bike. I'm going to start adding bags now. I'm going to start with the bar harness. Harness goes on first. The next harness I put on, again, is a Revelate Designs. This is my seat post harness. First thing, those guys go on. The next bag I'm going to put on is I'm going to put in the frame bag. All right. Thank God for fast forward, eh? So now the frame bag's there. Next is the gas tank, because I knew this was going to be my bike packing bike. I left extra steerer crown up here just so that I could better attach my gas tank. So that's on there pretty good now. Following that, I'm going to do this other bag that I'm sure has a name for it because everything's got a name. So there, that's on there nicely. I will attach my Crocs onto here, but I'm not going to worry about that today. My feed bags, I'll start with this. The larger one. There's one, Getting busy in this cockpit. That sucker right now is hella front heavy. Now this isn't going to be pretty because it's not filled all the way. This is the bike packing rig. Looks pretty sexy. Just need to add me and a backpack. Kiss goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Jubies. Get out of here, you stinker. All right, it's Friday morning. It's a little chilly. Headed to a day of riding. First day of riding with the packs on. Gonna be meeting up with a fellow rider named Sobin, who's gonna give me a tour of the Uxbridge Dufferin something area. I don't ever get up there, so I don't know anything about it. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're here, Durham Forest. This is Sobin.
Yo, yo.
We are going to, he's gonna take me on a tour of Durham and
Glen Major, Walker Wood, Dagmar, everything.
perfect. Yeah. Let's go.
Do it.
All right, here in Walker's Woods, chasing Sobin, which is a bit of a chore. Just an update on the bike. Everything's riding really well. The one thing I've noticed is, because I've got this giant feed bag here with the stove and everything in it, and my pots, that on climbs, my knees are bumping into it, so I'm having to splay my legs a bit on climbs. Not sure that's a deal breaker, but otherwise, everything's good. And I think we're going at a decent pace.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not sweating, but I am.
It's a nice day.
Yeah, beautiful day. All right, so we just finished Walker's Woods. And we're heading into Dagmar now. All right, wrapping up. Pretty big day.
That was an awesome day. 60K. We got over 1,000 meters of climbing.
All right, that's the goal. How many K? 60?
60, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, mostly single track and some double track.
How much time elapsed?
That's 4 hours. 4 hour 47. Oh wow. Yeah, we've been out for a while. So
Yeah.
Good.
Well, thank you so much for the tour, dude.
Anytime, man.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boo. And just I'm gonna do a little shakedown here of the bike. This worked totally fine. That was good. I do have a bit of encroachment happening here where it comes near this. Not too big of a deal. I seem to remember that from my last ride. The biggest ish for me was this bag. As you can see, it's kind of like going in that direction. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put another loop in here and one on that one and just bring those in tight, kind of like a bra, and hold those guys where they need to be. But otherwise, the bike handled really well. As I had mentioned during the ride, I noticed that the rig has been riding really well, with one exception was my feed bags. They were slanted out. So yesterday after my ride, I sewed on, so these I just made myself, and just in case you're wondering, they're super easy to make. But again, that's not what this video is about, but you can do it yourself. Don't be intimidated. So I just sewed on some tabs here, at which I am going to bungee around this busy stem steer crown junction there. But that way it's going to be held at the top and the bottom. So I'm going to do, I did that for this one. I also did it for the other one. So I am going to put those on now. The other thing I noticed with my stove feed bag, I guess it's not really a feed bag, I keep saying that, was that things started rattling around. And so I am going to try something a little different this time. I'm going to put the lid in the bottom as I did last time. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to stop the rattling, put the hat in like that, then put that in there. And then I'm hoping, with any luck, that I'll be able just to stick this whole thing in. And with any luck, that's going to stop the rattling. So the one thing that I have noticed is with these guys, or girls, non-binary, is that it does impede the turning. Not crazily so. This one in particular, it is the larger of the two. So I just need to be mindful of that when I'm doing super sharp switchbacks. So I'm just using a bungee down here. And then I'm gonna use one of these guys, these quick connects. One of the great things about making your own gear is just no stress. It's not right. You make an adjustment and you're not like precious about it. So now those guys are like on there. I have the shock cord, so there is some give as it needs to. Bags on bike test, which is really the focus of this week, was a success. We made some adjustments. I'm sure we'll be making some more, but very happy and looking forward to next week, where I'm going to do a real overnight mini bike packing trip. So I went for a long ride yesterday, did about 1,000 meters of climbing. Today, going for another group ride. Again, just trying to keep the body getting strong. I'm definitely feeling it in my muscles. I guess pushing the extra weight with the bags on the bike has had a bit of an effect. I can feel it in my legs. I can actually feel it in my back. I think there was a lot of just like muscling the bike around. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know how it got this bad, I just wanna kick it. I don't know why I hurt this bad, I just wanna quit it. Days go by faster and everything hits at the same time. Mask it with laughter, smoke something and pretend that I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And I fall into the rabbit hole again. And no one likes to drink alone. So come be my friend. Say that you love me and that you can still see my vision. 'Cause all I see is double as I hold my guts down in the kitchen. You push on to me as I push one more drink up.
I see you.
Hi, Johnny
Hello.
Beth.
What is up?
Here, Michael Bain, you sit here. You're gonna need to sit in on this threesome.
Ooh, look at those pipes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's because of the sweet camera distortion.
I would like to discuss the Michael Bain situation. Where your head's at?
Where my head's at?
Yeah.
Well, I don't come bearing very good news.
So you're in, but
I'm needed on many fronts.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's important. Like that's got to take priority.
although you were needed on this one too, and now it's come clear where we sit on the totem pole, Johnny. It's not the top.
Michael doesn't love us as much as he loves his family,
Yeah, that's bullshit.
his other family.
It's bullshit.
I'll remember that at Christmas.
Well, you will be missed, friend.
all right.
Yep.
All right. Well, you can think of me every time you lube your chain. If you're okay with this lube.
No.
No.
That loop is
That shit
garbage
outta
now.
Here, and here's your chain rag.
Oh, Dawn t-shirts.
Very
Chain rag.
nice.
There we go.
So I've gone into the bike trip gear list and finances document, and I've made some things pink because I felt like we should talk about these things. I watched a video on bike packing that, 10 things you shouldn't take on a bike packing trip, and one of them was the first.
I watched the same video.
Yeah.
I know where you're going with this.
The number one thing was multi-tool. And so I was thinking, if you're taking a multi-tool, maybe I will do what they suggested and bring a 3, a 4, 5, and a 6.
I'm just gonna bring like the Park Tool Allen key set.
For me, the multi-tool was my chain breaker.
The chain breaker is the one thing. I don't have a small one.
So we could flip the script and I could bring my multi-tool and you could bring 4, 5, and 6.
Sure, if that works for you.
Do we really both need to bring pumps?
I'm bringing a shock pump. And as we've discussed in the past, in a pinch, you could use a shock pump. And I already have the pump mounted to my bike. I don't think we need 2 pumps.
Okay, I am going to remove my pump then. Well, is there anything else we need to chat about, boys? What are we,
Again, sad that you're not coming, Michael, but I think you're making the right decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, family first.
Okay. Sorry to be a bit of a downer, but
No.
it's nice to see you guys.
That is the reality of the world we live in.
All right. Well, I'm going to end this meeting.
Good meeting.
So wonderful seeing you both.
Yeah.
We'll see you both on a variety of schedules and in the online world.
Aye.
All right. Woo. Good meeting for all.